Here in slightly different setup today because I have my new microphone recording. Just looks a little different to me, more than you. And what I thought I would talk about today is the publishing process when you're neurodivergent. As you know, I'm autistic, I have ADHD, so that's the point of view I'm coming from here. If you have only one of those, it may be a different experience. And if you have both of those, it is probably different too, because you've met one neurodivergent person, you've met one neurodivergent person. That's one of our jokes. I don't even know if you get that. Oh well, you can think about it until you do. One reason I can't sit at the desk is that I have to move so much. And I do apologise for my shiftiness, but it's just to do with my back and my tailbone. So the microphone's going to love that. I'm going to put my glasses down and my pen because I'm clicking at them. And the microphone won't like it. I think I'm scared of the microphone. The first thing that came to mind, ADHD makes you want to hit send. I don't know if this is for everyone with ADHD, but for me, you just want to think the think, write it, send it. And then waiting is so hard because it's an impulse control problem. You think, but I really need to know what they think. I really need to know what they're going to say. So I'm going to send that right now. And controlling that urge is like holding back a flood of some sort. Like it's so hard. It's really difficult to explain. And it's one thing my medication really helps me with is the holding back. Because if you send the email with a question that you then find out the answer to probably 2 minutes after you send the question, then you can't take it back. And that's really hard. And then you end up sending an apology email. Then you end up sending an email with the other question you didn't think to put in the first email. You end up sending, you get this roll-on effect. It's really embarrassing because you can see it and you can see yourself doing it and you just can't stop it. And it's so frustrating. And I'm laughing and I'm smiling, but it can be heartbreaking when you think of the embarrassing things you've said and done. And I spent a lot of time kicking myself about those. But the good thing, and I'm going to do good, bad, because I don't want this to be all one or the other. One of the good things is that the impulse control issue also stops you fearing trying something new and putting it out there. So if I think, I could try this weird manuscript idea, instead of thinking twice about that and is it sensible, I'll just start writing it and you just start going with it because you just do it. And that can end really well. Hello, Peter Lyle. Whatever, you tried. And so that's a really good side because that's part of that creative process that we're known for being good at. I wrote down we work quickly. That's another kind of good thing. But then that's two good things and I'm supposed to do a good and a bad. So we'll do misunderstanding rules and expectations. Publishing is the confusingest industry with words for everything. Everything means all different things. Just wanting to know the rules and not being able to is difficult. Not wanting to know them when you need them. You want to know them ahead of that time. Maybe a year ahead, 5 years ahead. You want to know them the minute you realise there are some. That's possibly annoying for the people who have to explain things to you. So they may explain one thing thinking that you'll extrapolate to other areas. But I've realised I don't often do that. So if there's one bit of guidance on something and they're thinking, she'll realise that counts for everything, I may not have. And I may need to be told, no, that goes for all of this. You do. Do I have a specific example? Me and what I can and can't say. So I'll be doing this and I'm thinking, can I say this? Can I do this? Can I show you the cover? Can I tell people what I'm doing? Can I tell people I was doing an interview? And wanting to email with impulse control problems and to constantly say, you're wanting to email and say, am I allowed to say this? Well, I can't email about every single thing. I have to have enough feedback to get a general idea though. And I'm getting to that stage, but I'm not there yet. And I know that I want to list 500 questions and ask them exactly, can I say this, and this? Whereas they don't have time to do that. They need to give me a general guideline and I need to go with that. This is two bad things in a row. I'll do work quickly. So when I do get my work on, it comes out really quickly. So that makes up for all the procrastination. That's a good thing. Very good thing. Rejection dysphoria. Sensitivity. I don't know, there's like a technical name. Rejection, sensitivity, dysphoria, it's all not good. It just means that that sense of being wrong or rejected by someone, it takes a lot of thought and stability to be able to put that in its place where it belongs. And I can do that, with my front brain. I can be like, okay, well, that's what one person thought, blah, 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 blah. But on the other hand, if I haven't been careful and I don't have my, guards up in some way, I suppose, it feels like, this is interesting because I just did that whole editing thing where I'm like, it's fine, edit my work. And that's because I've displaced that to the work. So the criticisms are of the work. But when I feel like it's me, my whole world can crumble. And dysphoria is that plummet in dopamine. It's where the homesick feeling you get when you're a kid. It's like that hits you and you can't, it's hard to control that physical reaction. So that rejection dysphoria is a problem, and it's something we all work on, and we all have our ways through it. If you have great ways, please do comment. I don't know if I'm through all that. I don't know if you ever get through that. Anyway, another good thing, and there are two sides to this I've just realised I was going to say, is honesty. Incredibly honest, it can be a problem. But I also, and I don't think I lie, but I will skirt things because I'm scared that the truth will get me in trouble. So I will ask the 50 questions because I think the one that I really want to ask might be wrong. And that's difficult because people don't know what you're doing. Like if you say all these things because the one thing you want to say you're unsure about, you're scared about, then that's not lying, but it's not helpful. It's a really unhelpful thing to do for other people. I'm working on that. This is helping me work on that because it comes down to what I'm allowed to ask and not allowed to ask. It's all connected. It's very Dirk Gently, isn't it? But honesty is a good thing because there's an authenticity that comes with that. And I think people know that when you like them, you genuinely like them. So if you've let them in and you let your guards down, and you may not have loads of those people, but when you have them, they know that you mean that affection in an honest way. Oh, and I wrote genuine people stick around. So other people who are authentic and genuine, I have found, tend to stick around in your life longer because they see you and what you're offering rather than just seeing the anxiety and the mismanagement of your own conditions in some way. Oh, okay. Another hard thing is phone call length or time that you spend talking to an editor or a publicist. And I love that, my editors knew, I think, maybe they just get this a lot with a lot of people. This could be nothing to do with being neurodivergent, but I think there's a different part for me in that. So they book time in their diaries because they're busier, probably, but they've always set me enough time. They set me enough time that I can relax into a conversation or whatever it is we're doing to lose that, the nervousness and the anxiety around what I can and can't say and can and can't do, to then just settle into actually getting to the nitty gritty and to feel like I'm not rushed to hit that genuine part, and to feel like they have given you time displaces all of the problems with rejection dysphoria because you think, oh, they're not just waiting to push me away, they are giving me space. And it's interesting because once you feel that that's happened, you don't take so much time. So there's this knock-on effect from that acceptance and that type of management that then alleviates the problems. Some of those things that I struggle with aren't so hard if the people around me do certain things, which, I don't expect people to do those things, but when they do, it's really nice. The last one I wrote, and there are probably way more, loads more. There's executive functioning problems with getting things in on time, but then my reaction being get everything in early, which works for me, has worked for me for a long time since I, had a lot of problems as a younger, but that brings anxiety. The more functioning, high functioning, hate that term, you are, the higher your anxiety levels can become. The other thing I wrote was publishing and then being out there in the world means coming to terms with who you are to other people and how you appear to people and how they see you. And knowing When you're diagnosed late in life, and I have heard this from a couple of other people, there's often this horrible moment where you realise you've not been passing as well as you thought. Even though masking being a terrible thing, destructive, you thought you were doing it well, at least. And then when you realise, no, actually you make people feel uncomfortable sometimes. Often, sometimes. I don't know. So here, bizarrely, this is my comfortable me. But if I see you somewhere, I might try this on you, and if you don't react the way I want you to, I will retreat into, oh my goodness, I've got to do everything right now and mask and reflect and be what it is you want me to be. I need to be the thing you want, and then it all becomes a mess because I'm really probably not very good at that. And I would be better off if I was just my comfortable me. But it's a risk of that rejection and judgment on who I am. Because I'm not for everyone, and I do get that. You know, not everyone's going to like everyone in the world. That's okay. But sometimes you can't choose who you're around. Man, it's fraught. How the hell do we do this? So that's why this vlog has been helpful, because I'm getting used to me. I'm getting used to how I sound, all my faults, my good bits, my not great bits. I've gotten used to seeing some of my physical things in the world, like my lip and my, at the moment, my weird rash. Getting used to those things so that when I see it back, I don't get that hit of dysphoria that people would then see those things. It's a vulnerable position to put yourself in publishing, but for me it's worth it. There we are, that's my vlog on being neurodivergent in publishing. There is so much more I could say, but I won't. Right now, I don't even know if I hit the record button properly. So this could have all been a waste of time. I'm sure it's not. We'll just go with that. Okay.